Welcome to Off Your Game episode 11 or 12. It's episode 12. I keep getting that wrong. Brother Josh, how are you doing today?
Is it supposed to be 13? Because didn't we have one that didn't happen? A
Oh,
false
yes, yeah,
start.
that's. There was
With the
two
World Athletics Championship starting tomorrow, we had a false start.
false start. I honestly didn't even know. I normally know about athletics world championships. I didn't even know
Starting
that
in
started.
Hungary, in Budapest.
Budapest. How are you doing, Brother Josh?
Good, thanks. A little bit tired, but all good.
There we go. You look like you have got a lot
Yourself?
of energy today. I'm energetic as always, as they say, huh?
What are you taking that I should be taking?
Horse steroids, Brother Josh. Horse steroids. That's all I'm saying. It's legal in 25 countries.
Bulgaria being one of them.
Let me just quickly go back. So,
So don't worry
Premier
about
League.
legalities.
Yeah, yeah. So the Premier League show, we're basically reviewing and previewing this upcoming weekend, and the league has definitely started with a bang. Lots of incidents has happened over the past weekend, which we can probably get into, Brother Josh. So let me go on to the first slide. So obviously last week when we did the show, it was just before the Burnley Man City game. Josh, have you got any thoughts on that game?
Burnley played really well. I watched most of that game, and they looked good. I mean, Man City are obviously the best team in the league, so it's going to get easier from here for Burnley.
The 100%. No, definitely.
That South
Arsenal.
African guy looked decent.
Yeah, Leroy, eh? Is it Leroy?
No, is he? I don't think his name's Leroy.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know why I keep forgetting the guy's name because I've been
I also
told
forgotten
by-
it now.
Yeah, it's weird. But I'm sure somebody will tell us who that is. But we know who it is. We can see the face. He had a good game. He looks like quite
Foster,
a
is his
physical
surname
guy.
not Foster or something?
His surname is Foster. Yeah. Lyle Foster. There we go. Not Leroy.
Lyle, that's it.
Yeah. Maybe his middle
Got
name
the
is
right
Leroy.
letter at least.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I thought Burnley again. I thought they were very good. It was surprising, and Man City was under par and still won comfortably. So that was quite a weird one. De Bruyne out until the new year with a serious hamstring issue, which he has to be operated on. I think it is. So alongside Jurriën Timber, so the top two teams of last season, both missing. Players were key players in my opinion, especially with the way Arsenal want to play with a fullback situation. A fantastic first half from Arsenal, or shall I say 25 minutes, and then unfortunately something that's reared itself out again is where we don't kill off teams and the team scores a goal and then I call it squeaky bum time. Were you able to watch?
I think a lot of teams struggle when they go 2-0 up. I don't think they
weird,
quite
yeah.
know what to do.
What to do?
Whether to stick or twist.
Yeah. But I also noticed that quite a few teams in the final 20 minutes struggled a little, especially the teams that led in relatively close games, I would think. There's quite a few teams that struggled in the final 20 minutes from the games that I watched. I obviously didn't watch all of it. I saw every single game's highlights, but in terms of the games that I watched, which was probably 6 out of the 10, it is 10 games, eh? Yeah. 6 out of the 10. I thought in every single game, the final 20 minutes, the team that was probably the aggressor, if I can call it that, got a little bit tired. It is the first game of the season, so you have to kind of take certain things into account. Josh, I don't know if you can see line number 2. Do I need to say out loud the games in line 2?
Sheffield United Palace.
Yes.
I watched the
Have you got any-
highlights. I watched most of the highlights actually of the games.
So you have an idea of most teams.
Well, Palace are going down in my opinion, as I said. So Sheffield United are also going down. So that was a relegation. That was a championship match.
6 point. Well, you got it's a 6
Next
point because
season,
both are going
championship
down.
opener.
Yeah. Yeah, Bournemouth West Ham, that was one of the games where I only saw the highlights. I didn't even see the stats, but I did see the goals.
I also saw the highlights.
And a bit of chances that was missed. I thought that West Ham was okay. Again, I can't make
Bowen
an
scored
opinion
a
out of it.
screamer.
Yeah, it was actually a very good goal. One of quite a few good goals in this week one, as they like to call it. So obviously we can't give much of an opinion because both of us only saw the highlights there on those two games. Am I right?
Correct.
There we go. In the line 3, Everton losing at home on day 1 at Goodson Park. Their poor form continues. Everton 0-1 Fulham. And then
Who's the Everton
Brighton's
manager now?
Sean Dyche.
So,
Yeah.
Sean Dyche, I'm going to take him to the top. I'm going to take him to Champions League.
More like Championship League.
Birmingham.
And then, Brighton
Man,
looked
Sean
very
Dyche.
good. Very good against Luton. I saw a extended highlights package of that game, and they were very good. But Luton had chances
But
as well.
Luton are very poor.
Fair enough. Yeah, they're very poor. Yeah. Unfortunately, they are not able to play this weekend because their stadium isn't ready. So the game against Burnley has been postponed. It would have been very nice to see how Burnley goes against
Do they have a
Luton.
stadium? I thought they play on a park.
Parky.
Council
I
park.
call it a parky.
It's like where Mourinho and Jaffa, and Ndombele used to train.
Ndombele, yeah. One-on-one training.
But he wasn't as quick as Jose.
No. Jose's always the faster one there with the mouth and on the feet. Line 4, some interesting games. The last game of Saturday, Newcastle United thumping Aston Villa.
Very impressed.
Yeah, I went on quite a bit about Aston Villa signings in last week's show. I even put Aston Villa on our graphic of the teams that we're going to follow this season. And yeah, Newcastle were absolutely brilliant.
You want an
High
early
intensity.
prediction?
Yes.
Newcastle to finish second.
I knew you were going to say that. Obviously, I don't think that will be the case, but like I said, I don't do my predictions so early. But they were very impressive. Very, very impressed with Newcastle United. We'll see how they go. Brentford Tottenham. Were you able to see anything of that? I watched the whole game.
I watched some of that game.
And I watched the stream of a certain somebody that was quite entertaining.
Jeez!
Yeah, Brentford obviously got a
You know
penalty.
them right there.
Yeah, you know them way there. They got a penalty.
Ridiculous penalty. Son barely touched the guy.
Barely touched the guy. And then Mbuemo, I think he missed a sitter as well for them to win the game.
I heard so. I
Tottenham-
was in the shower at the time.
At the time, yeah, Tottenham looked good in terms of attacking play, but they still have to develop quite a bit of their defensive shape and their attacking play. I'm talking now about all in all, putting it together. So we'll see how they go when we
Charleston
preview
still is not the finished article.
he's strangely enough. The number 9 of Brazil, the national Brazil number 9 striker.
Brazil haven't had a good number 9 for a while, if you think about it. They even had Hulk playing as their number 9 at one time. Man like Hulk.
Man like Hulk. And then on the bottom, so obviously we're just going to give you a bit of a chance to speak about the Chelsea-Liverpool game, your thoughts. 1-1, Chelsea 1, Liverpool 1. Your thoughts, Brother Josh?
Good start. Liverpool started well. I'm happy with the draw. I would have taken a draw, especially when I saw that team going to Stamford Bridge with seven and a half attacking players, because Robertson's also an attacking player, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
2 defensive players, and to go to Stamford Bridge and get a draw was a good result. Obviously, Chelsea dominated after the first 30 minutes. Liverpool could have had 3 goals in the first 30 minutes. Salah hit the bar. Obviously, they
Did score
scored.
twice, Liverpool? Over the 90 minutes or just the once?
I only remember the ones with Salah with the right foot shot. But then they had other chances to put, like Jota had a chance to put Diaz through where he overplayed the
1-1.
pass. There were a couple of instances like that with Jota that he overplayed the pass.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the second goal, which was just offside, was offside, but very, very slight.
Yeah, it's weird, that those are the type of ones where you actually need to give the attacker the advantage, in my opinion. But
I think that
unfortunately
was offside far enough to be offside. It wasn't
so it wasn't that close.
I think it was fairly clear.
clear.
Same with Chilwell. I think Chilwell is actually a tiny bit closer, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, is it? No, because was it Glenn Hoddle? The first time in a long time that I had the TV on while those pundits speaks. He felt the Salah one should have been given because that was closer with a naked eye, you can call it. He felt that.
But remember, his eyes are older than mine. He's about 65, 66.
Exactly my point. Josh, your thoughts on Man United Wolves? I recorded the game, browsed through it. I thought Wolves had loads of chances. Sanabria had a couple of chances. They played really well. Wolves, for a team that I thought would be in trouble from a goal scoring perspective, and I was right on the day. Apparently there was an incident which unfortunately fast forwarded through at the time because it was becoming a bit late and I had things to do the next day. So I didn't watch like in depth the penalty incident where a couple of people felt that Onana basically hacked one of the players.
A couple of people.
Yeah.
Isn't it Sarabia?
It could have been, yeah. It could have been. Did you watch the incident?
No.
Did you watch the game? Did you see highlights
I
of the
watched
incident?
everything. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So everybody's saying it was a scandalous decision and all that. What's your thoughts on that?
Look, it was a penalty, 100%. I mean, did you see the penalty that Luton got against Brighton?
Brighton, yeah.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
What was your opinion on that?
Can't remember. I did
Basically,
see it,
what
but I
happened
can't-
was
Mhm.
the cross came in, it hit Dunk on his back and bounced onto his
remember that.
arm,
Oh yes, I
and
remember
they
that.
gave
yeah.
a penalty.
Yeah. They gave a penalty. Shocking.
But they
I
didn't give a
remember now, I
penalty
remember-
to Grievous
for-
Bodley
for-
arm
Yeah, for grievous
in the United
bodily
game.
harm. So,
One thing
yeah,
I'll say is that keepers get away with more. So I've seen a couple of times last season where the keeper took the play out after say the ball came across and the ball was already
100%.
passed. The keeper took the player out and penalties weren't given. So there is some consistency in the fact that keepers are more protected.
Protected, yeah. No, I agree entirely with that.
But it
did
still
any
should have
team-
been a penalty.
Yeah. No, I agree 100% with you. Did any team impress? I think we're both going
Newcastle.
for Newcastle. We're both going for Newcastle. In terms
Chelsea
of
weren't
actually
bad. I
impressing.
thought Chelsea played decent,
I also thought so,
unfortunately.
yeah.
I thought Liverpool were right as well. I mean,
First 30 minutes, they were very good.
we need a CDM, but
There we go. What a row.
and
What a row.
a right back and a left back, and a left sided centre back,
Centre back
and a striker.
and a striker. We all need all of those. Brother Josh, let's just quickly run through again in line form. Currently taking place, so we obviously don't know what's going
I
on.
believe Forest made a signing yesterday, 35 million from France.
Oh yes, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and they're looking at Arsenal's Tavares. So hopefully some more money to come in for Arsenal there. Currently playing, I'm actually going to check while you maybe talk to us about Liverpool Bournemouth. I'm going to check the score.
That was a
quickly, then
9-0
we'll
game
take-
from last season. Anfield 9-0.
9-0.
I'm predicting not 9-0 this season,
There we go.
but a
That is
Liverpool
Josh's-
win.
That is Josh's hot take. There we go. So you think Liverpool will beat Bournemouth?
By less than 9
goals.
goals.
Less than 9 goals. So obviously the first league game, you mentioned something about the stand. We thought that the Liverpool Stadium won't be ready. Can you just enlighten us that you got from the Anfield agenda? I think it was. As to
Yeah, Craig.
what was the situation regarding the stadium, because they were supposed to redo the away end.
The construction company's got into administration, so that is stopped now. That's all I can tell you.
So just quickly on the first game,
Somebody's
at the top
been
there,
fiddling with the books there.
Yeah, well, you maybe haven't got something to do with that. You think that you're into those type of things.
If only I could have skimmed some money off the top.
Give some money. So just quickly, Josh, 11 minutes gone. Awonyi, that scored against Arsenal last week, scored in the 3rd minute. So Forest leads
Perfect. I
Sheffield
just put him
1-0.
into my fantasy team. Big man team.
Big man thing. Serge Aurier assists, so 3rd minute.
He scored a
Let's
lot
just
of goals
see.
in the last 10 or 12 Premier League games,
Yeah,
following on from
so-
last season.
Yeah, 2 in
He
2.
scored in the first game as well.
Yeah, I scored against Arsenal.
Yeah, against you guys.
And Arsenal when they beat us 1-0 at the back end of last season.
I think let's talk about the game of the weekend, which is going to be at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium with their retractable fields.
Just hold on
Tottenham.
to that, brother Josh. We're gonna get to that. We got the specific slide for that and the Man City Newcastle game. So we will get to those games. Just want to pick out West Ham Chelsea. What do you think will happen there?
I think it's a tough one. I'm going to go with a draw
Yeah, same here.
at
I'm gonna go with
London Stadium.
the London Stadium. Crystal Palace, Arsenal. I think Arsenal will win comfortably there. They need to continue
2-1.
their dominance. I'm going with a 2-0 victory there on that one. Josh, so just really want to hear your opinion on this before we go and discuss the latest transfers. £879 million spent in the last three transfer windows for Todd Bowley and his companies
Is it not more
that
than that
are.
now with
It's
Lavia
the, it
coming
should
in?
that
I
was
think Lavia
taken
makes it
after. It
over
was
940.
Yeah, I think it's over. They actually are over. No, it's over €1 billion. So it's over €1 billion. They like to, they like to catch the people out with these stories,
And over 20
because
million rand.
yeah,
Billion, sorry. 20 billion.
billion,
My bad.
20 billion. There we go. Then Zimbabwe dollars, we into the trillions now, eh?
They
But
still have
yeah, just
Zimbabwe dollars.
I don't think so. Your thoughts on the Chelsea way of doing things, because it's obviously interfered with Liverpool's business, and they did the same with Arsenal, obviously, as well in the previous windows.
But they might have saved Liverpool and Arsenal.
That is a good point. But your thoughts on Lavia and Caicedo? It's obviously going to strengthen them tremendously in midfield.
The only thing with Lavia is I don't see him playing much. Unless there's injuries, it's going to be Caicedo and Fernandes
Yeah,
as their kind of holding, if you like,
holding
midfielders. Unless Fernandes goes and plays at 8.
as a 8. Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that they could do all three: Lavia, Caicedo, and because Caicedo's got decent ball playing ability, and Lavia could break things up, and then obviously Enzo plays a little bit further up. It's possible, but I think they're all sixes, don't you think? The three of them?
I would have said so. Different type of sixes in the
Different
sense
types of
that
sixes, yeah. I think they
Fernandes
can
is
all
more
three.
of a
Yeah, I hear you. I think they can all
passer.
three play together. I think they all three can play together. Fernande,
But
Enzo,
what
the
about the other
pass.
midfielders? I mean, what about their current midfielders?
That's a good question. Maybe there's going to be a fire sale. Is there anybody
Who
that
do they
is
have
there
at the
any
moment? They have Gallagher, they have
Gallagher? I think he
Chuku.
definitely will go. Chukwu Maiku or whatever they call him. Uh,
He was staying.
there's so much. There's so much. I can actually go to their squad and then we can have a look. Because I just did their squad, and it's absolutely astronomical. So just your thoughts on Liverpool with Wataru's Endo. Are you happy with the signing, brother Josh?
I really can't say because I can't honestly say I've seen him play. So I can only
Fair
go on
enough.
hearsay. I only can
Yes.
what I'm heard. And people like to
What's
big players up. They're
YouTube?
but the most people haven't seen, let's be honest. Most of the people we've heard about, people in Germany say he's a good player, but there's been players coming from Germany who've done really well in the Premier League, like Bobby Firmino. Mane was in Germany, but he obviously had Southampton experience. But then you've had others like Timo Werner and Kai Havertz who haven't lived up to their billing.
100%.
As so,
Would you like to?
and another one is the other Japanese player who played for Liverpool, which is he played in Austria, Minamino.
Mitoma.
But
Oh, Minamino, sorry. Not Mitoma. Minamino, yeah.
I wouldn't mind Matoma.
Yeah, what a player. Him and Ferguson, I would love one of them too at Arsenal. Can I just quickly go through that Chelsea squad for you? So they've got 4 keepers. Eddie Beach.
Is that his real name?
Yeah,
Was that his
Eddie
stage
Beach.
name?
Eddie Beach. Lucas Bergstrom. Robert Sanchez. Marcus Bettinelli. Obviously, Kepa has left for Real Madrid. How? I
Yeah.
don't know. Okay, defenders. They've got Malang Sarr still there. Axel Disasi. Marco Churella. Benoit Badiashile. Thiago Silva. Trevor Chalobah. Benjamin Chilwell. Reece James, who's injured again for a couple of weeks. Another injury.
Apparently, it could be a couple of months.
Yeah. At the moment, they said 4 weeks, so it could be months. You are right. 4 weeks
But
isn't that
but
far
with
from.
with Reece James, the thing is with him, he plays one game, he gets injured. He plays 2
Yeah,
games,
gets
he gets
injured.
injured. It's constant. So
Yeah.
bad luck for him. He's a
Levi,
really good player.
yeah, I really like him. Yeah, I do like him. Levi Colwell, Milo Gusto, Ian Martin, Wesley Fofana. So that's a load of defenders.
Apparently, Fofana
Caicedo,
got a bad injury again.
yeah, he's out for the year again, yeah, or for the season. Caicedo, Enzo, Mudrik, Ugo Chukwu, Chukwu Maker, Andre Santos, that had a fantastic under-20 World Cup now recently. Ziyech, he's leaving for Galatasaray soon. Conor Gallagher, I think he'll go somewhere on loan. Romeo Lavia, Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall's going to join Newcastle for 30 million. Lukaku is still there. Hudson-Odoi linked with Fulham. Raheem Sterling still there. Madueke, who had a good second half of last season. Jackson, Senegalese striker. Nkunku out for most of the season. Brozier, long-term injury as well that he must still come back to. And then Mason Burstow, a young striker. So that's over 30 players that I just went through there. So I don't know. They
And
are
none of
getting
them are.
quite.
No, there's a few good players there, but
Yeah.
not as good as I thought, actually.
Yeah, the scary thing is they are still able to sell quite well. They're getting much more for the individual players that they're selling than I thought they would. So that is obviously helping them a little bit with FFP, but they're still going to be in trouble. And they've just paid a FFP fine, and UEFA and the Premier League are looking at them. So I don't know how long this is going to go, but according to something that I read, like an in-depth article, they don't care. They are willing to take the 2 or 3 window because it takes time to ban them. So they're willing to buy success now to be able, if they get success, obviously that's the other thing, but they're willing to get anyone and just care about the parameters later, which is what some of the teams are doing. They don't care. They will pay the big fines and they will eventually get a transfer ban. But it's like after they will have possible success. I don't know. So, Josh, just on...
Well, they've built their squad enough that they don't need to buy new players.
Yeah. They're still looking at...
Because they're all on 10-year contracts.
They're looking at more players. I can tell you they're not done yet. Josh, I'll just quickly on an Arsenal standpoint quickly. Let me just see here. Who are we? So we have been linked before with Barella. I think Arsenal's midfield is sorted. They're not going to buy any more there. The only reason why I did put it up there is Liverpool are still looking at the 6, and this guy falls within. That's much cheaper than what Liverpool bid for Caicedo. So it's a very good player. I don't know if he'll.
But he won't come to Liverpool.
Yeah, but that's why I put him up there, because we both have been linked with him. I think Arsenal's done from a midfield situation, and Liverpool will obviously still look for a 6. You obviously are quite keen on Palhinha. Your thoughts on the fee that it would be? I had a bit of a chat with you, or a discussion, where
I'm hearing you said 100.
Yeah, and then I sent you the link where you told me it was 60 million, and then I sent you a link which was true, that they are quoting 60 million, even though they quoted West Ham 90 million earlier on in the window. So 60 million, I think that's a doable deal. Liverpool seem to have the money, and they
have the money, but they won't buy him because of his age.
Oh, the age, yeah. So they probably will look for someone 26 and under, 25 and under.
Players. Yeah. They want someone under 25, which is why they looking at Czech Doucouré.
Doucouré, yeah, which is the guy to the far right. Gravenberch also in that age category. I think he's 25, 24.
I think he might even be younger than that. I think he could be 21, 22. Okay. Yeah, but
so you would be happy with either of Gravenberch and Doucouré?
No, I wouldn't be happy with Gravenberch.
Oh, you don't like him because you've mentioned him a number of times on a number of streams at Liverpool.
From what I haven't seen enough, but from what I hear, he's not good enough.
Not good enough. Okay, so you prefer Doucouré because you've obviously watched him much more.
Yeah, my first choice obviously is Palhinha, but second choice would be Doucouré.
There we go. Right, what do you think is going to happen with Lukaku? He's still a Chelsea player.
I wouldn't mind Amrabat, but I don't think he's going to come to Liverpool.
Yeah. He might go to United or Saudi Arabia. Your thoughts on Lukaku? He will probably be playing on the parky. Trying to get his shooting stats up.
Maybe Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I think that could be a possibility. Once again, those teams helping Chelsea with their FFP. Then I've got Arsenal related probably 2. So I've got Simakan and Pavard. Both can play right back and centre back. I don't think Arsenal will look for a left-sided player because Timber got injured playing on the left. But I think they need someone that will basically help Ben White and Saliba. Someone that can play 2 positions. So Simakan, well, Leipzig are very good with regards to selling in terms of getting quite high fees. He's rated 40 million, but I think they would want 50 million. I don't think Arsenal has that unless they are able to sell 3 or 4 players quickly. And then you still need to negotiate with Leipzig that will know that Arsenal has a little bit more money. And then Pavard will probably be 30 million, I think. 30 million would be enough to get him. So it's somebody that I would like Arsenal to try on loan. If it's possible, I'm pretty certain that Bayern Munich would want the club that's interested to buy him and maybe buy him for up to close to 40 million. That's what I'm thinking from Bayern Munich side. From Arsenal side, I think 30 million or we don't go for him. That's now, again, if we are able to sell the likes of Tavares and Balogun. And then Josh, a story coming out. Hey? Yeah. I think Arsenal probably asked 70 million or something because they obviously have put out there that they want 45 to 50 million and then obviously that Tottenham tax. So I'm not entirely sure. It's a lot of people are saying they definitely did inquire. So I don't know why they would, because there hasn't been a sale between the clubs since the 70s. Remember, Sol Campbell was a free transfer, so they didn't have to negotiate with each other. Just quickly, Josh, on Paqueta, it sounds like
I believe that deal seems like it's broken down now.
It's broken down, yeah. And then the last hour, apparently there's stories of some betting in Brazil from Paqueta. It's probably BS, but I'm just saying that that's a story that's come out. So that could be one of the reasons that Man City are not going to pursue it any further.
So do you think City will go for someone else?
Yeah, if that is true, yeah. Despite all the nonsense with Man City, they tend to... Okay, I'm going to contradict myself, but players that's got issues. So they have issues themselves, but players that got issues, they tend to not go for it.
They have different type of issues.
Yes, let me put it like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm absolutely shocked that they are willing to put that much money into him when there's loads of other better players in that position for less. So I'm very surprised that they are willing to put, whether it's 70 million or 70 million plus 15 million add-ons. I'm very shocked that Man City, who normally buys top players, he is good, but I don't rate him personally. I just don't like what I see from him. He plays for Brazil, he plays for West Ham. So
does Richarlison.
Yeah, well, there
not
you go.
For West Ham, but for Brazil.
Yeah. Just quickly before I go to the next slide, Josh, I'm just going to mention here Vlahovic. That's obviously been a highly sought after striker. So, yeah, we thought that it could be a situation where Vlahovic goes to Chelsea and Lukaku goes to Juventus. But I don't know if you are aware, but on social media there was like some sort of media day at the Juventus stadium, and the Juventus Ultras, were going crazy. They do not want Lukaku, and I think they've quietened down their interest. This is now Juventus. They tend to listen to the ultras in Italy. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen.
They'll find a horse's head in the bed.
Yeah, so it seems. So it seems. Josh, you were about 10 minutes ago, you wanted to speak about this game. Your thoughts on the Tottenham-Manchester United game at the Tottenham and Hotspur Stadium this coming Saturday afternoon.
Tottenham are going to beat them.
I've got that same prediction. I've got a 2-0 here, not even a 2-1.
I'm going to say 2-1, but...
Oh, my word. Man United to score.
Yeah, probably an own goal. Harry Maguire is going to score an own goal for Tottenham against United.
Gee, that's quite an interesting one. So it looks like Maguire is staying. He wanted a payoff from Man United. So, hey?
He's refusing to leave.
He's refusing to leave. That's the words there, because I think he doesn't want to take a pay cut. And if he does take a pay cut, he wants quite a big payoff from Manchester United. So, yeah. So you're going to...
I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I also don't know what to say. It's a shocking story. Yeah. The reason why is I just think there's a feel-good factor with Tottenham. Obviously, I'm being told daily at the gym that I work at how amazing Man United are. I'm being told by you Newcastle's going to finish second. Once again, Arsenal being disrespected.
United are amazing.
Yeah, and Man United's going to win the league, apparently. So these are the type of things I'm being told by squads.
These people come to gym with a walking stick and a dog.
There we go. So yeah, I don't know, but I just have a feeling the feel good factor at Tottenham with the manager, the way they're playing. uh, uh, yeah, and just what I saw from Man United. I know Man United have got some good players. They've got Anthony, the mighty Anthony on the right wing, one of the most skillful players on God's green earth.
Greenwood might be coming back now.
Hey. Yeah,
Greenwood might
Greenwood.
be
Yeah,
coming
so
back.
there's quite a lot of stuff that I don't really want to get onto here because of the external factors. But there's quite a lot of
But just in terms of
problems.
the player,
Yeah, the player, he's obviously a very talented player, but the other things needs to be taken into account. There's also stories of the Man United women's team. That's the women's football is starting to take. It's quite big now, and apparently there's stories of the woman that's not happy about him because of this outside of football stuff. And the sad thing is the video clips and the audio clips are still there for everyone to hear, and still individuals are being defended. But I will leave it at that. Josh, just moving on to the team the team that you, I'm assuming, are saying going to finish first and second. Top of the league battle, in your opinion. Manchester City, Newcastle United. Do you think? I think Newcastle can catch City on a good day. What do you reckon? Oh, they won the Super Cup
I
on
think
in
City will win because they're playing at home.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah, I'm
think it'll
also
be a very
going
competitive game.
competitive. I'm going 3-2 on this one, brother Josh.
Isak to score.
Hey, is Isaac
Or
Gvardiol hat
Isaac.
trick and an Isaac goal. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching these two games. It is rugby on Saturday, so that always takes preference in
Rugby.
World Cup, yeah. Rugby. So yeah, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. I will watch it. I'll record it and watch the full game after I've watched the rugby.
I'm
But
hoping
I'm
for a
looking forward to
draw.
this game. Yeah, I'm not at that stage where I'm hoping for this and that. The teams are still, getting into the things. I'm not one. I'm just not that predicts before the time. I tend to watch teams up until about 10 games before I start making decisions on, or just making my own predictions. Whether it's a prediction that is the
I like to
norm.
make predictions after about 36, 37 games.
Well, there you go, brother Josh.
You know them
Brother
way there.
Josh, wanting to predict before the time. Let me just get the slides off. What's happening here? Let me just get the slide off. There we go. So yeah, brother Josh, I haven't got the hot take slide here for the week, but your hot take for the upcoming Premier League weekend. There isn't
Well,
really
it
one.
was a very interesting weekend with injuries. Well, not interesting. Well, interesting, but also
Sad.
disappointing for those players.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
And for once, it's not a Liverpool. There's no Liverpool injuries on the
touch
back
wood.
of all these. Well, touching wood. Yeah,
My hot
unfortunately,
take.
Arsenal
How
losing
about this
Timber.
one? Endo to come on in the second half and score on his debut.
There we go. Is that
Will he be
Mbima?
available for tomorrow?
Yeah, it's remember the Friday lunchtime. I'm sure I'm sure they got him. It's Friday lunchtime that you have to register, so you will be available. I think. There's no way Liverpool didn't register him yesterday. They must have. Remember
So
the
there's my
media
hot
stuff
take.
yeah, the media stuff comes out the day after, so that's definitely done in my opinion. Yeah, so my hot take is Newcastle to give the City. Well, let me start here. Tottenham and Man United to be a very open, exciting game with lots of mistakes and quite a few. Well, I said 2-0, so not a lot of goals, but I think it will be a nice, open, exciting, typical Premier League game, and the same for the Newcastle game. Except I think both teams will defend better. That's my hot take for the weekend.
I don't see how Tottenham keep a clean sheet, to be honest, but we'll see.
Yeah. Oh yes, I forgot about the defense. I don't know, but that's just how it
And the
is.
new goalkeeper looks like he wants to. I don't know. Where they found this guy.
Yeah, I don't know either, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll probably review it. Hopefully, we get to see each other. Maybe you can come my side, and we can do a video where we are together next week. But we'll obviously be in contact and see how that goes. It's been a great show, brother Josh. Have an awesome
Thank
weekend. Hope you go well.
you too. Enjoy the football. Enjoy the rugby
The rugby, as you know,
with
same
your
to you, brother
mealie.
Josh. and, and enjoy the athletics if you get to watch it. Cheers, brother
I
Josh.
will watch it. I will definitely watch athletics.
Go well, brother Josh.
Cheers.